Another Form Titan video, and in this video we'll talk about step 1, create your fields and best practices. So what we'll do is, in this demonstration where we're creating something using the submit button and writing back to Salesforce, we are going to use object contact. You can use whatever you like if it's a custom or standard object for you for testing and practice purposes. So this is my form, and right now all I've got is just skeleton ready. There are no fields here, just simply a box, 2 boxes and some writing in it. Now I'm going to add some fields. So the first one is going to be full name, which is first name and last name, and I'll just move them here like this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create them separately for now. So like this, I can add them there, like there, and then one more over here. And then we'll create email field over here. So these are my 3 fields for now, just very simple and small. And then I'll get 2 checkboxes. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of this, and this, and get add other, and then I'll just call this one I consent, and we'll move this one over here. And then this one will be I do not consent. Okay, once you've done that, so this is very simple. I've created some field. This is literally step 1. Couple of best practices that I would recommend right away. First of all, go ahead and give them their labels. So this one is going to be called first name, like this. This one is going to be called last name, and we'll leave this one email address. The next step you really want to do, and this is something I would recommend highly because it will really help you for building a big form, is click on the field, and then under advanced you've got something called tag. This is super important. So for example, you can say, so this tag will be, I don't know, we'll call it GDPR first name, okay? And then this one will be called GDPR last name. And this one will be called GDPR email. And then this one will be called GDPR I consent. And this one will be called GDPR I do not consent. So you may be asking, well, why have you tagged these? And you can see I've given it a name, a unique name, followed by the label. I've called it GDPR last name, first name, email, I consent, I do not consent. Now what is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is that when you go ahead and do your integration and you go to do your push into Salesforce, when you go ahead and map the fields, it's very important that you can bring all of them up pretty quickly without having to do a lot of research. So if I switch to full mapping and I type in GDPR, you can see, look at that. Look at all my tags that are appearing on the left hand side. This is super handy, and it'll be a time saver when you build your forms, because once you start to tag your fields, finding them will be a breeze. So these are the couple of recommendations and best practices that you can do when you start to build your form. Is first thing first, create your fields. That's important. Then go ahead and tag them. Make sure you tag them, and you can also add a comment under the advanced section. You can comment, say, hey, this field is used for last name. Again, that's complete flexibility on your part if you want to do that, but tagging it is, I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching this video.